the brutal world of Mexico's cartels, power isn't just seized, it's orchestrated. One man ruled from the shadows, evading capture for decades through cunning and patience. The other built an empire on spectacle, tunnels, and terror, becoming the most wanted man alive. Their alliance shaped the Sinaloa Cartel into a global juggernaut. But their clashing styles would expose the fragility of it all. This is the true story of Ismael El Mayo Zambada, the Quiet Strategist, versus Joaquín El Chapo Guzmán, the violent king. Ismael Zambada. Garcia was born January 1st, 1948, in the dusty rural village of El Álamo, Sinaloa, a land of endless fields and hidden marijuana plantations. From a poor farming family, he dropped into crime at age 16, starting as a humble marijuana dealer amid poverty that offered few paths beyond the soil or the shadows. Crime wasn't a choice. It was survival in Sinaloa's Golden Triangle, where narcos recruited kids with promises of escape from hardship. Joaquín Guzmán Loera entered the world around 1957 in La Tuna, another impoverished Sinaloa mountain village. Beaten by an abusive father, young Chapo, short for his 5 feet 6 inches stature, left school by 3rd grade to tend marijuana fields for local dealers, learning early that violence and drugs were the family's grim inheritance. Both men were forged in the same desperate furnace, where legitimate work meant starvation, and the cartel offered a twisted ladder up. El Mayo's first steps were cautious. By the 1970s, he linked up with the Guadalajara Cartel, Mexico's dominant force, be handling logistics like a ghost in the machine. Routes, bribes, and quiet coordination. He avoided the spotlight, building alliances through reliability rather than intimidation, earning trust as the man who made shipments vanish without trace. El Chapo started as a driver for rising narco Pedro Aviles, then climbed under Guadalajara's Miguel Ángel Félix Gallardo, smuggling marijuana to U.S. cities by the late 1970s. His entry was marked by raw ambition. After Gallardo's 1989 arrest split the cartel, Chapo claimed the Sinaloa faction, allying with Mayo and others through bold risks and family ties. 2 recruits, one path, but already their methods diverged. Whispers versus bold strikes. When Guadalajara fractured in 1989, El Mayo and El Chapo co-founded the Sinaloa Cartel, turning regional smuggling into a transnational empire. Mayo orchestrated the backbone, aircraft, narco-subs, tunnels, and bribes to police and military, even in the cartel's infancy, while negotiating with Colombian suppliers and rivals. His strategic patience expanded routes to Chicago and beyond without drawing heat. El Chapo surged ahead operationally, pioneering elaborate border tunnels and diversifying into cocaine, heroin, meth, and later fentanyl. He forged deep political ties, eliminated rivals publicly, and led Pacific Coast operations, his daring escapes cementing his legend, but also multiplying enemies. Together they ruled the 1990s and 2000s, Mayo the unseen architect, Chapo the enforcer, their complementary skills dominating global trade. By the 2000s, Sinaloa under their partnership was untouchable. Billions laundered through legit businesses, influence in Mexican government, and operations spanning continents. El Mayo, ever elusive, commanded from Sinaloa's mountains, his low profile letting him mediate internal disputes and evade a $5 million FBI bounty since 2007. He diversified into fentanyl, paying off officials for free passage. El Chapo flaunted his reign, infamous 2001 and 2015 prison breaks via laundry cart and mile-long tunnel, public displays of wealth, and brutal turf wars that turned cities into battlegrounds. His sons, Los Chapitos, amplified the violence with meth labs and heroin floods into the US, making Sinaloa the world's top trafficker. But his fame made him target number one. At their zenith, one empire, Mayo's invisible web, Chapo's iron fist, betrayal brewed within. El Chapo's arrests, 1993-2014, final in 2016, sparked rifts, with his sons clashing against Mayo's traditionalists over fentanyl tactics and brutality. Mayo's sophistication faltered as US pressure traced his encrypted networks and bribes. Chapo's sons' flashy violence drew military crackdowns, fracturing Sinaloa into warring factions. Internal paranoia peaked. Mayo mediated past disputes, but Chapo's family accused him of disloyalty. US indictments mounted, exposing their global reach, from Colombian cocaine flights to US border labs. The strategist's caution and the king's bravado both eroded under relentless pursuit and family greed. El Chapo's end was cinematic chaos, recaptured in 2016 after his second escape, extradited to the US, convicted in 2019 on drug trafficking charges, and sentenced to life plus 30 years in supermax. His empire splintered, sons imprisoned or hunted, to proving spectacle invites downfall. El Mayo endured until 2024, betrayed by his son, lured to the US border under false pretenses, arrested at 76 after 35 years free. In August 2025, he pleaded guilty to leading Sinaloa's criminal enterprise, admitting bribes and trafficking, sealing the quiet man's fate in US custody. Even the ghost couldn't outrun kin's ambition. El Mayo and El Chapo built Sinaloa from Sinaloa dirt into a monster that flooded the world with poison. The strategist evaded nets through brains, the king through brazen force, but both ignored the rot of betrayal and endless war. Their legacies? Fractured cartels, dead soldiers, addicted communities, and justice closing in. In narco life, power is rented, not owned, paid for in blood, reclaimed by time. No strategist outsmarts fate. No king rules eternal.